We are here. Hi, Rosalind.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing today?
Are doing excellent. How about you?
That's good. That's good. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And we are here for our very first Expand Your Network show. And so today, you know what we got to do, Rosalind. We got to tell them what this is about. We have to tell everybody who sees this, who gets a chance to view this recording, what Expand Your Network is all about. But before we do that, we have to let them know who we are.
Of course, yeah.
We have to let them know who we are. So ladies first.
Yes, so I'm Rosalind Panda, and I'm the CEO of Rosalind IT Services, founder and global fine art artist of Rosalind Arts, director of Rosalind Constructions. Also, I'm co-founder of ROVAToken.com and serving many other businesses as well. I also do public speaking, author, entrepreneur, and influence the world to bring positive difference among the community and society.
That's great. That's great. And I am Chris Houston, AKA Chris the Success Artist, AKA the guy who had to reach out to Rosalind Panda to network with her. Once I found out all of those wonderful things that she did, I said, hey, this is someone that I need to know. So aside from that, I'm also an artist as well. I'm a personal coach, and I'm also a proud founder in a upcoming technology company called On Passive. So we'll be bringing information about that to you as we go. But today we just wanted to jump in on our latest topic, the start of this show, Expand Your Network. And we wanted to dive in and just explain, all of the ideas around this show and kind of let you know what we have in store. And what I wanted to do, Rosalind, if it's okay with you, is let's just start on this word expand. Expand, and what that means for you, because we're still coming out of the past couple of years, which hit everybody differently. And I think it's very unique, and it's also a blessing to still be able to, see yourself as expanding, right? So what does that expand? What does that mean to you?
So to get started with the word expand, right? So I believe as human being, we create our periphery around us, right? A circle, our comfort zone. And when we get out of that comfort zone, get out of that periphery, and the circle, and reach out the external factors, the external people, or external connection, or just make our circle bigger, make our periphery bigger, so that we scale up, right? As a human being, we scale up. By making our circle bigger, we reach out to the people which we didn't do before. That's what called expand, in the sense when it comes to applying to human beings' life, right? Our lives. So, yeah.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I remember I had a conversation with a few friends, and we were looking at, 2019, and 2022, right? Obviously 2019 was the year before this COVID thing kicked off. And we were just looking at how, sadly to say, right, you have some people that didn't really adjust, right? They didn't expand. They did the opposite, right? And we were just kind of like giving each other high fives and saying, hey, you know what? That was tough, but at least we had the mindset to understand that despite what was going on at the time, right? You had to do, the best you could to survive. So we were proud of that. But then we also realized the importance of expanding, right? And so that's we talk about that all the time. And for me, expand means a lot of different things. It means figuring out what you can do to grow as a person, regardless of what's going on around you in the world around you. I had set a series of goals for myself, and I'd like to say part of that is one of the reasons why we're doing this this show right now. I wanted to expand my mindset, right? I wanted to expand my circle. I wanted to expand my knowledge of technology. I wanted to expand the things that I invested in, over the course of the last couple of years, I was able to invest with my family, our first piece of real estate, right? Now, all of the years prior to COVID, right, I hadn't done that. So despite having that major disaster that we all went through, I feel very blessed and fortunate because I was still able to expand in ways that I hadn't even done prior, to 2020. So for me, expanding means growing as a person and being open, to the different things. And I'm so happy that we're here and we're able to bring our ideas and concepts around this subject, to whoever is there that's willing to watch us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree, Chris. Yeah.
So when it comes to expanding your network, right? Mm-hmm. And we did kind of had a conversation with each other about the kind of wordplay here, and I love it because you're like, in my eyes, you're a technology expert, so the word network here, we're talking network as it pertains to the field of technology, as well as it pertains to people. And that's what I love about it. So what does that mean for you when we say expand your network? And then we're going to get into like some of the different things that we're hoping to bring through this show.
Yeah. So expanding your network, when it comes to that, I would say when we didn't have technology around us, we had a limited reach. As human beings, we have a limited reach of people we can meet with or interact with in day-to-day life. But when we leverage technology, that reach is really expanded. We can, in the flicker of moment, through using the technology, we can talk to the whole world now. Where it's not possible in person, there will be a certain number of people you can be talking to. If you're on a stage or in a conference or in a meetup, right, which was happening before. But right now, technology is so on the peak that it is definitely connecting more and more people. The platform is out there for everybody to leverage, to share their message, especially the positive message, the positive difference that as leaders, as the change makers, the visionaries are trying to do. So that's what I call like expanding the network by leveraging the technology. And I believe that by using technology in certain way, in the positive direction, and expanding it to the extent that we are connecting with the right people, and even the people who are hungry to know that message and they can implement or who can provoke those thoughtfulness, those call to actions in people, which they can implement in their life and bring the positive difference in their lives. That is the whole point behind expanding the network, which benefits us individually And also it helps others by when they absorb the message that the change makers are putting it out there. So that's my definition of expanding the network through technology or through your voice, or just increase the reach out there to people.
Definitely. No, I agree with you 100%. I know we also had a conversation, though, recently about the importance of people not forgetting or not allowing their communication skills, right, to dull and to, get out of the habit of still meeting people. And we, on a regular basis, like in person. And I mean, obviously, we've had some adjustments to that, but now that it's somewhat okay to do that, we were just also stressing the importance of in-person networking as well, right? In-person, just sharing. And I felt like that was more of a prerequisite for what successful, influencers are doing online. Because, there's a lot of pressure out there now, especially when you're going to all of these social media platforms and you're scrolling, or you may come across some accounts of people that you admire, and you see, wow, this person has, 1 million followers and I have 13. Like, what am I doing? What do you have to say for people in that situation? Like, not to get discouraged, right?
I would say that comparison is the first word that kills the human spirit.
Yeah.
And everybody is unique in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
There is no comparison between somebody having 1 million followers or somebody who is just starting out and have 13 followers.
Right.
Definitely, it's a matter of fact that the follower is definitely going to increase when a person is doing certain things in a positive like way or strategy.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But by comparing each other and getting discouraged is not the key. And don't try to be the person who has the 1 million followers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they are coming from a different background. For example, a person is a singer, a person is a politician, a person is a actress. Think about it. They are already under the umbrella of certain big name, big platform, or a movie, or a big music blockbuster, and then political party, where they have already built that circle of people who are following them. And also have to think about what background they are coming from, what circle they have. There are a lot of people who are already marketing for them or putting the message about the movie, about the music, about the political party. They're not just by themselves, right? They're not just individual. They also started 20 years back. Have to think about that. We cannot compare the chapter of somebody who 20th chapter to somebody's first chapter, right?
Yeah.
It's always a matter of time. It's always a way of progressing.
Yeah.
That's the key here, but without any comparison.
Right.
Because believing in yourself, believing in your talent, believing in your way of expression or the message you are putting out there, that's enough.
Right.
We don't have to think about creating followers, especially leaders. They don't think about creating followers. They create more leaders. So follower doesn't mean that it's just a number.
Right.
And do not have to think about increasing the follower without really thinking about what is the purpose. Why am I trying to increase my follower?
Right.
When the person is reflecting into that specific key element, then they will forget about the comparison. That's how I do. I do not compare about oh, why the person has 500 million followers? Why do I have 1,000 or 50K or 100K, 200K followers or 1 million followers? I need to get to that speed where
Yeah.
I will have 50 million followers. But what that does nothing, right? Sometimes one spark, only one spark in your life can change the whole destiny. Just
Yeah.
one person, one right person.
Yeah.
That is why we have to self-reflect, think about the strategy, think about our next move, who I really want to talk to,
Yeah.
especially what is my background, what am I trying to do, what are my plan of action. If a musician is there, if they have 1,000 followers, they have to think about who I want to meet so that the talent that I have, the art that is hidden in me or that I'm trying to express, that will be out there. So they need to make that strategic planning and action to make that happen instead of thinking, oh, how am I gonna make 500 followers, 500 million followers?
Yeah.
That does not fulfill a person, right? You can see a lot of people have millions of followers, billions of followers, but ask the question, are they really fulfilled? Are they fulfilled as a human being? It is just a number. You have to, as a human being, you have to fulfill yourself as what is my purpose that I'm trying to serve here?
Right.
Who I want to connect, who I want to really make an impact, whose life I want to make an impact without any comparison. There are a lot of influencers. They are doing it since last 20 years, 25 years, since there was no technology. They're doing since then, right? And we're just, and a lot of people are just new and they are thinking, oh my God, either I have to follow the person or they are so intimidated by that number.
Right.
The number game, we cannot compete with that. Instead of competing, instead of comparing and trying to be like somebody else, create your own path, create your own thinking, create your own thoughts, purpose. Who am I trying to reach out to? Think about, oh, these are the organizations, these are the people I want to meet and talk about what am I doing, how am I impacting the world or the people. Have to jot down to that narrow details. Then person becomes fulfilled and it starts with small ripples around the person. It doesn't matter how a person has followers from China or Europe or India or US, doesn't matter. We have to, as a human being, we have to make the ripple effect around our community first. Make that positive difference just around us, who we meet, who can hear our message, who are we interacting with, which platforms we are leveraging. Then it grows automatically because people can see through few things. If we make change in one person's life a day, then the next day it counts and counts. We have to focus on more about progress than immediate result. Immediate gratification, immediate result, immediate like million followers, 50 million followers. It doesn't go anywhere. It is just, it's not fulfilling.
There you have it, folks. Spoken by the expert herself. Now we never have to worry about who has what ever again when it comes to the number of followers. The key points that I want to pull out of what Rosalind just said was be true to the person that you intend to become, right? By putting out that value, the things that you want people to understand about you, sharing your gifts, your creativity, that's where it's at. That's what you want to focus on, because Rosalind, you made a very great point. You know, athletes, actors, entertainers, you know, they have their followers because they've put something valuable out there and they've generated that fan base. And there's people that can say, oh, well, I'm following them because I love their music, or I love their, you know, their athleticism, or I love the movies and the things like that. So they're already attached to a bigger, larger platform. So it's sort of like a waste of time trying to compete that way. Instead, build your foundation, build your platform, expand your network organically by adding value and sharing the things that you can do, even if that still means your in-person network. Never underestimate the importance and the value of your in-person network, because someone in that in-person network might have enough value for what you do. Well, they will help you with the technology part. They will help you with, you know, growing your digital audience. Remember, when we say network, our inner network, your inner circle, we're not just talking about customers. We're talking about people who are connected to you in a way where they want to see you succeed as much as you do. That's your network. So these people can definitely assist you and help you to fill in the gaps where things, you know, may be needed. So never underestimate the power of your in-person networking. And this is the word. This is the word that I was looking for: relationship building. Relationship building. Because at the end of the day, the better you are at doing that, the better you're going to be online. So, and you know what, I think this is honestly, this is a perfect opportunity, Rosalind, if you want, I mean, maybe we can share just a little bit when we say building organically. Maybe we can just share a little bit about what you and I know as founders, right? As founders of Passive, what they've done in terms of being able to start with a handful of core people from various places around the world, and take an opportunity, a technology company that they believe in, and take it global to the point of how many founders do we have, Rosalind, as far as our
I think it's over 1 million of founders. We have 1.5 million founders, and we're proud to be Passive founders for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are like, well, what is Passive? Trust me, we will have conversations about this company, you know, as we go with this show. But for right now, we're talking about the ultimate technology, you know, online solution, you know, whether you have a business, whether you are trying to establish yourself in a particular marketplace. This company basically is going to provide solutions no matter what you want to do online. They're going to provide solutions that's going to help you. So we'll definitely be sharing that with you as we go. But I think what Rosalind just shared with us was powerful. And if you really just take a minute to let it sink in, you should feel relieved. You should feel like it has taken some pressure off, right? Because instead of looking at it like, oh my God, I have to compete. No, really, all you have to do is create. Whatever it is that you do, just create it and share it and share it and share it. And that's all you have to do, and let everything else work itself out.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to think like a creator, a nurturer, a person who nurtures, and then he has a vision or she has a vision, and there is every step is taken every day. When we live in a society, we might not be benefited or maybe not getting the help right away from the person we are sharing with, but we should never underestimate the power of word to mouth, because that's in-person meeting. When you're meeting somebody, the person might say, no, I might not help you in that regard, but I know somebody who can help you, right? When they really know what you're passionate about. It's all about your passion. If you're putting a right message out there, the world will conspire and give you the ingredients and the links which will make that progress happen. So always have to have that patience and that creative design thinking, like, how can I make it happen? What links should I connect around the dots around myself so that that dot is connecting to another dot, that dot is connecting to another dot, and it becomes the cobweb where it's reaching to the right platform which is built for you, right?
Yeah.
So having that determination, that patience, and that nurturing capability, sharing without any frustration and desperation, that makes beautiful impact in the community. Because when we put wonderful energy out there, we get a wonderful energy as well. It might not happen right away, and we do not have to expect right away from anybody. Rather, just have to be patient and calm, composed, and think about our next move.
Absolutely. And you mentioned a few other things too. It's tapping into your purpose, right? And also I'm going to put out there, like, be patient with yourself. As you just mentioned, be patient. Like if you have not really tapped into your purpose, just be patient. Be patient. You know, don't allow anything to frustrate you, because if you're listening and if you're paying attention and you're taking note of the things that excite you and the things that make you unique, you know, as you go throughout your days and your weeks and your months, those are little hints, little signs, right? That you're starting to pick up on things that are important to you, right? And you really, you know, you look at it like, well, what are the things that you have high value for? You know, what's important? I mean, that's a good place to start, right? What's most important? Another good question is, what are the things that I'm committed to each and every day? You know, even if I didn't feel like it, right? I'd still be committed to those things. Even if I didn't feel like doing them, for some reason, I'm still committed to those things. Once you start tapping into that level of understanding, then all of those things will be answered for you. So definitely. And once you get there, I think you also mentioned, Rosalind, focus is very important. Focus is very important. I remember I sat down with a marketing advisor once, and this was before I really tried this. Honestly, I still haven't done this, but using social media strategically, they say, well, I should be able to go to your social media platform and look at your feed and see the things that you care about or that you're connected with, right? So if you're using it strategically and you're trying to communicate with people and share a story, there should be some connection there. There should be some focus there if you're trying to, as we say, expand your audience. Because let's say if I'm just like obsessed with fishing, right? You know, going fishing. I know all about different boats and, you know, how to fish and different kinds of fish and places about fish. And then you go to my page and you see 90% of the stuff there is not about fishing, then I'm not going to attract that audience that I really want to attract, who is like really into fishing. So that's what we mean when we say be true to who you are and what you want to share, and also have that focus so that when people do find your platform, they're able to see without a doubt what you're into. And that is going to help you to start the process of building your audience.
Yeah, it's a overtime process. It has to be consistency and believing in that purpose and believing in your effort, right? Because as human being, we are always looking for something. Either a person who has the platform, he is looking for the person to encourage or give that chance to that person who is passionate about it, or the person who is passionate about it, they're looking for the platform. As if we are electrons and protons in society to make a molecule happen. That's called chemistry, or that's called the connection, relationship, isn't it? So always there is a need. On the higher side, they're looking for the people who are trying to succeed, get there. They are reaching out and giving their hand so that their platform will be filled with the people who are passionate about that specific subject. So we can never forget that always there is a need of what we are specializing in. So if we keep that consistency, create those content, I would say it's not about the content, but it's just your message in a focused manner, either in video, either in audio, either in text format or visualization. What your thinking is, what are you passionate about? Automatically those like related or relevant things will be attracting you, right?
Right. And that's what you said was being constant or consistent. You're absolutely right. Very important. Think about all of your favorite the people that you follow, right? Would you follow them if they weren't consistent? Think about it. Your athlete, right? Your favorite athlete. What if one day, they play in this sport and the next day they're, I don't know, they're in a whole nother field. And then the next day, would they have enough? Would they have enough consistency to grab your attention for that sport, right? You're following them because they're consistent, and because when you go to whatever platform that they perform in, whether it's an arena to see them play sports, what you're going to get because that's their brand. They're consistent, right? They're consistent at doing that, right? You wouldn't be going to see somebody who every day they're doing something different.
Yeah, then you will be confused that what are they trying to say? What is the message? And if you're just following them for entertainment, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But if you're following them for some specific reason they are known for, yeah, a person can have multiple things, multiple interests, but at the end of the day, you are connecting with the person, isn't it?
Right.
So in that case, still there is a consistency, which is that person who has expertise it in over the period of years, then you're connected to the person because of the expertise and expertise. But look at the consistency. Look at their post, how many posts they have. What they are doing over the period of time. But the thing is, again, we come back to the same point. Do not compare yourself with what other person is doing exactly, because you can never compete, or you do not want to compete with anybody else. Create your own personality. Ask yourself, what do you really want to do? Tomorrow morning you wake up. What is that you want to do that's going to make yourself you? And it doesn't matter if you're doing this, if millions of people doing the same thing, the world is filled with people. You cannot just segregate everybody around the uniqueness everybody has. But still, like, somebody's expertise is their expertise. A bird is gonna fly, a fish is going to swim. You cannot say why is the fish swimming, it has to fly, then the uniqueness is going to reflect. Is it true? Is it realistic? No, right? So as human being, we have our own characteristics. We have our own liking, own passion, that if you have already figured that out, then keep the consistency going. And in the meanwhile, have to talk to the people in person or so in social media. That's the same. There is no big difference between social media and a real society, right? It is just virtual, otherwise in person. So if we think social media is different and society is different, then our concept about around that is not clear, right? It's all about presence, all about sharing the message.
Right. And well, with that message being shared, let's say, hey, if you want to expand as a person or expand your network, then make sure you stay connected right here with Rosalind and I, because this is what we're about. This is what we're excited to bring on a regular basis. Concepts, ideas, information that's going to help you to reach your full potential, achieve goals and expand your network. So I think this is a great start to what we're planning to do. And Rosalind, I didn't know if you have anything to add as we close out. Go ahead. I think this was great.
I believe all those key points that we discussed, I am really wishing that the people who are the audience or the people who are hungry for those information, they can implement in their life. It will be meaningful and it will be beneficial. Absolutely. So I'm just wishing everybody all the best for that, and to talk about different things, different topic next time, which is going to be beneficial for the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us today for Expand Your Network. And we will be sure to leave our contact information in the description section of this video. So until next time, we'll see you all later.
Keep rocking. Yeah.